Hi there. In this lesson, we're actually going to look at how to calculate percentages without using a calculator. In the lesson before, we did a wee introduction, but let's do some calculations and work out some answers. So I'm going to break this section into easy, medium, and hard. I might not get through all of them in this video lesson, but we'll finish off in the next one. So let's look at some easy ones to start. So 50%, 20%, 10%, and so on. So if I'm asked to find 50% of £68, the first thing I have to think about is what 50% is as a fraction. That's an easy one. It's a half. We know it's 50 out of 100. And to work out a half, we should know that you divide by 2. So basically what I would do is I would write that down. I knew 50% was equal to half. And I would take my £68. So again, I would write it down, divide by 2. Now you can do a bus stop sum if you like, or you can just half in your head mentally, but that comes to £34. Notice I've put the pound sign in instead of just writing 34. Right, 20% again, you can use that table we did in the last lesson if you want, but if you think about how many 20s go into 100, there's 5 of them, so we should know that 20% is equal to a fifth. And to work out a fifth, you divide by 5, split it into 5 parts. So the first thing I would do if I was doing a sum like this, I would write down that I know that 20% is equal to a fifth, and I would write down that I'm dividing 30 by 5. And then I would just do that sum, 30 divided by 5, well that's just 6, isn't it? And I've wrote centimetres because it was centimetres up here. Okay, the last one I'm going to look at here is 10%. So to work out 10%, I need to know what 10% is as a fraction. And I think, how many 10s go into 100? Well, 10. So to work out 10%, you just divide by 10. Now it's important not to think to work out any percent you divide by the number. So for example, 5% you don't divide by 5. 8% you don't divide by 8. Only 10% is one that works like this. So it's really important to understand that. So we're taking 190 and we're dividing it by 10. So I would write down that I know 10% is equal to a tenth. And I'm taking 190 and I'm dividing it by 10. Now that's really easy to do. You can either move the digits along and get rid of the 0, or you can just take a 0 off. But it's 19 grams. Now, before going into the book, if you want to practice these easier ones, it's maybe advisable to do. So what I would do is pause the video, have a go at these, and then what we'll do is I'll go over the answers and I'll review them. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video, you've tried them. If you haven't, make sure you do them, and then I'll just review the answers to you and you can check them. Okay, I'm just going to go on to the medium questions now, which are multiples of 10 type questions, like 70%, 30%, 60%, and so on. Okay, so how do you work out 70%? Well, 70% is 7 lots of 10%, so it's really 7 tenths. So in order to work out that, I would divide by 10 to work out 10%, and then times by 7. That's the easiest way to do this. Dividing by 10 gets you 10%, and then times them by 7. So I'm going to take my £80, I'm going to divide it by 10 to get 10%, and then times that by 7 to get 70%. Now 80 divided by 10 is just 8, and you times it by 7, you're going to get £56, and you're done. We're going to use a similar example, a similar idea for all of these examples. So to work out 30%, again get 10% by dividing by 10, and then times it by 3. So I'm taking my £60, dividing it by 10, and timesing it by 3. Again, let's just do this first bit because it's easy. That just gives you 6. You times it by 3, and you're getting 18 centimetres. And the last one, similar idea. To get 60%, again, divide by 10. You'll notice the same start every time. But this time, you get 10%, you times it by 6 to get up to 60%. So we'll take 190, we'll divide it by 10, and times it by 6. Now again, this bit's easy. It just comes to 19. You times that by 6, and 6 times 19 is 114 grams. Now again, to practice these basic ideas, you might want to try these ones first before going on to the textbook exercise. So just pause the video, have a go at them, and then I'll review the answers. Okay, hopefully you've paused the video, you've tried them. Here's the answers to all the questions. Okay, in the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll do slightly harder questions, and then you can try the exercise in the book.